clear up this, for I already know that I know people are not going to like me or like this. Let me clear up some things for y'all so that y'all can have some understanding. You've been hearing for years people talking about no man know the day, nor the hour, not even the Son of Man. Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. When Jesus was on the earth, he said that. But he's been sitting on the right hand of the Father for 2,000 years. So you think he don't know when he's coming back? And do you think he not know? Do you think he not want us to know when he's coming back? Man, the whole New Testament is about him coming back and trying to let us know what to look out for and the signs to look out for. So you can miss me with all that no man know. Yeah, he gave us a whole lot of ways to know when he was coming back. He gave us a whole lot of signs to look out for. He said, man, I want to tell you another thing. Like he said, it'd be like in our time, and like in his time, Pharisees and Sadducees. I want to explain to y'all who those people are. I'm not saying all, but most. Most of the Pharisees and Sadducees were the religious and political leaders of his time. So who are they? The preachers and the politicians. All of the people who were basically controlling the country, to basically make the world go round. One of the reasons I guess it kind of took me a long time to become who I was, because one of the things I said to God was, you know what? I knew that organized religion wasn't all the way right. And I knew the world wasn't always right. But I was more comfortable in the world because the world was real. And I knew something about organized religion wasn't. So I pretty much, I ain't gonna say I ran from God. I always stood up for him. But I just never found my place and my niche until he gave me poetry. He also gave me dancing. And he said, worship me in spirit and truth with the tools I gave you. But the problem is everybody trying to be all organized, just like in the Tower of Babel. Everybody trying to be organized and synchronized. He might not give you all the same tools. Some people got singing and dancing. Some people you got all kind of tools and gifts. He just said, whatever I give you, use it to glorify me so that I get the glory. And it's funny to me how one of the things when I go around the places, it's like I go to the club, I will go anywhere. Because if God is anywhere, guess what? He's there before I get there. And one of the things I told God, I said, God, I'm going to start running from you. I said, but this is what's going to do. This is what we're going to do. I said, since every time I get somewhere, you're going to be there. And when I get to the next place, you're going to be there too. So I said, you know what? I'm going to stop running from you. I said, but this is how we're going to do it. I said, I'm going to do you my way. Because I said, any way it goes, I'm going to be held responsible for no matter what happens, whatever choices and decisions I make. So I said, you know what? If I'm going to go down, I'd rather go down doing you my way than to go down doing you their way. Because either way it goes, ultimately, I'm going to be the person that's responsible. And I'm going to be the person that's going to be facing the judgment. So God, I thank you for just giving me the freedom to just do you my way. Because you know what? I've affected and I've touched more people's lives. I've passed out so many poems. I've done what I feel like a disciple is supposed to do. Go out and affect his community. Go out and affect the people around him, no matter where you're at. You don't have to organize yourselves to the point. He said, forsake not the assemblies of yourselves together. But guess what? He said, wherever there are two or more gathered in my name, I'm there in the midst. And even if you by yourself, guess what? There are two or more right there because it's you and the Holy Spirit that constitutes two. So for all them jokers that's going to come after me just like they came after him, do what you're going to do, because guess what? I ain't running and I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be right here in the 214, baby. I'm going to be right here. And I'm going to tell you something. I've met some of these big-time ministers and all these big-time so-called people. Guess what? That's why he said, keep your eye on the prize, which is heaven, and pray with all your might. If you follow my word, not some fancy man name or some fancy building, you will live a good life. God said the worst thing is to be deceived or wrong and think that you're right. Lukewarm Laodicea. He said the consequence if you don't could land you in jail, but rejection of Jesus Christ will land you in hell. He said the deception is going to be strong, but I'll give you the strength to hold on. My sheep, when you look up and hear my voice, you know then it's time to come home. So I'm going to tell you something. You don't have to, like I said, he ain't even in most of these churches no way. You don't have to, God is everywhere you go. It's funny how I go to clubs and I go to places and people don't like me because I talk about God. Talk about God too much. Yeah. But they supposed to be loving God the same way as I do. So how you gonna hate on me because I'm talking about God everywhere I go? But you feel like when you're in a club and you're doing whatever you're doing, guess what? He is right there too. And if you want to fool yourself to believe that he ain't, then you keep fooling yourself. But trust me, you're going to probably be one of the ones that he said, get away from me, because I knew you not. So you can, I'm not telling people to don't go to church and this, that, and the fourth, but I'm just telling you, your relationship with God does not constitute a church or a building, because guess what? Give me the name of the church or building that he had. He ministered everywhere he went, no matter where it was, all the time, every time, 24/7, 365.